In today's video, we are continuing our coverage of the MCU. So, Loki Season 2 finale was called Glorious Purpose. Ironically, Episode 1 of Season 1 was called Glorious Purpose. Did they do that on purpose? Most likely. So, we found out what Loki, if that's his real one, is he really Loki? We'll get into that. We found out what his glorious purpose is. So we're going to talk about what the ending of Loki actually meant, because it's actually the last episode of the Loki series ever, because the story is complete. They've completed the Loki story. Sure, I think Loki will turn up again in the future, but he doesn't need to have his own TV show anymore. Really good writing, really good season. So, yo, what is freaking good YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around it, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Kaiju, Monsterverse, Marvel, DC, Marvel-based, pop culture-based content that I do on a daily basis. If you're good, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know what the frickin' hell did you think about ending? Who is Loki now? No one actually knows who Loki is because they haven't really told us who Loki is. There's a lot of people online guessing that he's probably going to be the Beyonder or the One Above All or Molecule Man or some new Marvel made-up character, but no one actually knows who he is. If you think you know who he is, let me know down below. Also, become a channel member for 99p. It shows you your boy Wardrizzy, aka Warstu, that you appreciate the content. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also check us out on Twitter or x.com, WarstuG. Right, let's get into it. So, Glorious Purpose. It was an interesting episode because now we know when the Loki TV show happens. And like your boy Wardrizzy Warstu said, Loki Season 1, Loki Season 2 happens before all the multiversal movies and also before Quantumania. So we are going to be talking spoilers because I have to kind of explain how it plays out, because you need to understand the timeline of events of what actually happened. Because in the last episode, there was time slipping through thousands of years trying to figure out how to stop the loom. Although we found out the loom was a lie, kind of, because it's a failsafe to save and keep the sacred timeline always in play. So it was kind of a lie. Loki couldn't actually destroy the loom because the loom was a failsafe. So thus far, the loom was actually, in a way, a lie. So the most interesting thing for me was, when was this actually taking place? Because not a lot of people could actually say when the series was actually taking place. So let's break down when it actually took place, because that is actually rather interesting to me. So the events of Quantumania are spoken about right at the end of the episode. So it plays out like this in terms of a timeline point of view. So you have Loki Season 1, then you have Loki Season 2, then you have Quantumania, right? And then you have Season 2 again, because Loki was trying to rewrite everything when he was going through lots of variants of trying to figure out how to stop the loom and how to figure out how to not kill Sylvie. And then we find out that He Who Remains planned absolutely everything. He's like, kiddo, you really think I'm going to let Sylvie kill me? He set everything up. The whole events on Season 2 was set up. Before He Who Remains was killed, he knew it was coming. The temporal pad was put at the edge of the table for a reason. The writing was so cool for the whole season. So who wrote the season? Well, most of the writing was done by Eric Martin. And I know what you're going to get. You're going to get lots of people now saying, yo, let Eric Martin literally write everything going forward. But you've got to look at who wrote the first season. Michael Waldron only wrote Episode 1 and Episode 6. Eric actually worked on Episode 4, so the writing over the two seasons were very good. So, ultimately, Loki could not stop himself being Sylvie, the female variant of Loki, from killing He Who Remains, so he had to come up with a different plan. So, you're going to hear and see a lot of people saying, yo, Loki, save the multiverse. No, he freed the multiverse. I'm paraphrasing here. There's a line where Sylvie's like, yo, give everyone free will, give everyone a chance. So what did Loki do? He gave everyone some variants of free will. He went out to stop the loom by essentially doing it himself and becoming Yggdrasil. In Norse mythology is the life tree. But this is not Norse mythology. It's not, but Loki, Odin, Thor come from Norse mythology. So the life tree is everything, basically. So obviously, Yggdrasil is not a Marvel Cinematic Universe thing, but it's a Norse mythology thing. So in Norse mythology, Yggdrasil is an immense and central sacred tree in Norse cosmology. Around it exists all else, including the 9 realm. Now, this is not the first time we've actually heard about this. We actually heard about this during one of the Thor movies as well, which is freaking interesting. So, Loki did not become He Who Remains, but in a way, he sacrificed himself in order to give everyone a living chance. As Sylvie says, he's given us a chance. He's given us a chance. But you need to remember, Mobius and Miss Minutes appear in Deadpool 3, so the TVA is still a thing. So that means the rumors for Deadpool 3 about the TVA recruiting a bunch of people to help save the world from some threat. Because, yes, they did mention the events of Quantumania during the last 5 minutes or so, which means they are still monitoring different variances of He Who Remains. So, before, about a week ago or so, we said the season was going to end and it was going to close the time loop, which it did. It's going to close the Kang story. If Marvel choose to do that, it did. And it's going to end the Loki story, which it did. Now, Loki literally has to stay where he is in order to actually keep everything being free and freeing the multiverse and essentially allowing everyone to do what they want to do. So I really hope they do continue the Kang storyline because they are monitoring the Kang. But if they wanted to change something out and bring Doctor Doom in, or bring the Beyonder in, or bring the One Above All, or bring Galactus, literally they could bring any threat in if they wanted to. But the fact they've left the part in when they spoke about Quantumania, oh, there was a little ruckus in the quantum realm, but they didn't even call it the quantum realm, did they? No, they called it the adjacency realm. So the quantum realm's not even the quantum realm, it's the adjacency realm, which is fascinating. So they had a file there, and you see them talk about it. There's a little ruckus down in the adjacency realm, which is pretty cool. So this tells me they will continue the Kang storyline going forward, and we will get the Kang's Dynasty. But the massive problem that Marvel has now is the actor strike's over. Cool. The writer strike's over. Cool. So what does Marvel do? They go ahead and delay everything except for Deadpool 3. So next year we have Deadpool 3 coming out in July. Well, realistically, it doesn't matter when it comes out because there's no other Marvel movie content next year. So Captain America 4 is literally getting one of the biggest reshoots in Marvel history. So Captain America 4, 2025. Fantastic Four, 2025. Thunderbolts, 2025. Blade, 2025. So you are not going to get a Fantastic Four casting announcement anytime soon because it's a 2025 movie. My concern now is, when are we actually going to start hearing information about Avengers 5? It's cool having Blade, it's cool having Thunderbolts, it's cool having Captain America 4, but let's be honest, none of them are multiversal stories. The only one that could be is the Fantastic Four. So, interesting episode, very interesting season finale, ending to the Loki show forever. He Who Remains gave Loki a choice. Either kill Sylvie or kill me and take over. What did he do? Did option C. I'll let Sylvie still kill you, but what I would do is I will go out and stop the loom from exploding and stop the failsafe and basically become the life tree, and I will keep everything going and I will free the timeline my freaking self. But at the end of the day, it's still about the sacred timeline. So you have to remember that Loki Season 1, Loki Season 2 came before No Way Home, and also Multiverse of Madness, and also Quantumania. Well, not exactly. So Loki Season 1, Loki Season 2, Quantumania, Loki Season 2 again, because we had the whole time loop in the last episode when they were literally, when Loki was trying to save the day, trying to free the timeline, trying to save his friends, and because he wanted to save his friends and let everyone have a normal life, he sacrificed himself in a way. And if people are comparing that to Iron Man sacrifice when he was just doing it to the universe, literally Loki is keeping the whole multiverse free himself. It's not even comparable. But Loki isn't dead, but he is a prisoner in where he is, in a roundabout way. which is cool. And Loki also learned to pause, freeze time. He can control his time slipping. He is essentially God of Stories as well, but that's not where they're going to go. So it is fascinating because, like I said, they've left it open for whatever threat to come along. And this does not stop the Kang variants of He Who Remains. So I do believe Kang will still be the villain going forward. It's just they are keeping an eye on him. And Loki isn't dead, so Loki will be able to monitor what is going on with the Kangs. But if they go outside of the multiverse, Loki can't monitor the Kangs everywhere. There will be a way where the Kangs can go somewhere where they can't be tracked. So for me, this is very interesting of potentially where they're going to go. Obviously, Deadpool 3 is coming next year. In the Marvels, we get incursions. So incursions can still happen. This has been proven because Multiverse of Madness comes out after Loki season 1 and 2. So we've had incursions there. We had an incursion in the Marvels. And the X-Men universe was essentially introduced during the Marvels post-credit scene. A lot of people seem to think it's pointless, but it's not, because that is to set up Deadpool's universe, I believe, because why else would they do it that way? The fact that Wolverine and Deadpool are going to be in a movie together. Yeah, okay, I'll take a freaking L. Deadpool wasn't in the post-credit scene for season 2. But like I said, this is the main reason why I never come out with information, because sometimes it could be wrong. But I don't think it would have made much sense for Loki to free the multiverse, have the TVA monitor Kang, then all of a sudden they bring Deadpool in out of the blue. It just doesn't make any logical sense. So I'm pretty glad they didn't actually do that. But Marvel is going to have a huge drought for content next year. Sure, we're going to have the Echo show. No one cares for that. But also that's dropping in literally one day. There is other content on Disney Plus, like the Agatha Covenant of Chaos TV show that's coming out. So people are going to really, if you really want Marvel content, you're going to have to be relying on the Disney Plus shows, which kind of suck, excluding WandaVision and Loki, in my opinion. So that is pretty much what I think happened in the finale. Your boy War Drizzy was right. It was all about Loki freeing the multiverse. He didn't necessarily become He Who Remains, but he replaced him in a roundabout way so he didn't have to kill the love of his life, which is Sylvie, which is kind of like him being in love with himself, which is weird, really weird. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter at WarstuG. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a Marvel's review, stroke end and explain plot video, because I've already gone over the plot on the post-credit scene, and it was all bang on 100% pretty much. I may do one, I'm not sure yet. So like always, guys, thank you very much for the love, support, and hate I've got recently on the Marvel videos. Love it. Always love the constructive criticism that you guys give me. Absolutely love it. But someone asking me to get voice lessons, I don't know what you really wanted me to say to that, but I thought I'd mention it here. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, Warstu G, and I'll catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.